about to embark in the legendary beer voyage. Many before you have tried and failed. It is now your time.
There's 5? What are the 5 elements?
Take this ancient bell. This artifact is as old as the earth itself. You will need it in your journey.
Welcome back, everybody, to Beer Brackets of the Month, episode 6. Alessandro, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm excellent, man, because I love these episodes, and it's incredible to think we are number 6.
Number six. And today is extra special because we actually have a lot to celebrate. There's a lot going on in Alessandro and my life right now that we are here to celebrate today with you guys. I have a new house, got a daughter on the way. Alessandro has an awesome new job. We have so much to celebrate. And man, I had a really special idea. We had a little bit of a discussion the other day about how we should approach this beer bracket episode, right? And whether there should be some kind of theme to it. So we were thinking, we like our Trappist beers. And so, we had a little bit of a feeling. We had a little bit of a dream, as we say, almost like a calling in some ways, where we felt as though maybe we should open and close our Trappist beer brackets today in celebration. Because what better way, man, to celebrate than with a delicious, delicious Trappist beer, right?
Exactly. I mean, you can't really beat that. Like that's as high as you can get, at least what I think.
I like to think so. So I was thinking, and I was trying to decide how to celebrate and how to celebrate properly. And I remember we had that beer bell, and some good things happened the last time we rang that beer bell, and we haven't really touched it since that happened. We haven't talked about it since it happened, but I wanted to try something because I think with all the great things that are going on with you and me, and also to celebrate the channel here and reaching episode 6 of Beer Brackets of the Month, I thought we should do something special. So my friend, I want to try something. Are you up for trying something?
Oh, of course. I'm always down for that. What do you have in mind, my friend?
So, what better way to celebrate than with one of our favorite beers, a member of the Beer Bracket Perfect Beer Hall of Fame, the ABT 12. And the ABT 12, this dusty old bottle of ABT 12 this is actually the same bottle that was used during the review, which is the first review we ever did.
Brings memories.
This is the same bottle. So this ancient bottle, it might as well be floating in the ocean with a note in it, or a wood ship built inside of it. This ancient bottle, a relic, a memory of past Beer Bracket episodes. I want to try. I want to see if we can revive this. Can you try ringing the bell?
I think that's a great idea, my friend. I'm a little excited here and nervous, but let's try. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's ring the bell.
Woo! It worked!
Did it work?
It worked! Aha!
The magic beer bell never fails.
We are opening with the St.Bernardus glass. We are opening our beer brackets, my good friend. Today in celebration of so many things. With the classic, everybody, the ABT 12, the golden standard of Trappist beers, and possibly the golden standard of beers. My friend, what are you opening your beer brackets with today?
Thinking Trappist, I went a little bit off the beaten path here. I decided to go local, and I decided to go with Trappist inspired with a beer that is a personal favorite of mine here, the Coppertail UNHOLY, which is a triple style beer. And Coppertail is a brewery here in Tampa.
Yes.
And it makes like a lot of delicious beers, and all their labels and artwork are absolutely fantastic. And
we visited that brewery together.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
did.
That was a great time.
So this is a little bit of not really Trappist, but that's why it's also called Unholy, right?
Trappist inspired.
Here we are. So to celebrate today with you with the perfect ABT 12, I have the Unholy. Cheers.
Oh, man. Oh, I miss the ABT 12 when I haven't had it in too long. Just the smell, just the aroma. It brings me back. It brings me back to yesteryear. It brings me back to old times.
Brings back memories.
Tell me about that one a little bit. What's it like?
This one here is one of the reasons why I like it.
Yeah.
It has this incredible nose, very clean, refreshing, almost citrusy kind of, but it's very light in body, extremely carbonated. But it's pretty high in ABV. It's 9.2, and you know how we normally always say that we don't like beers that have like a very where you can feel the alcohol a lot.
Yeah.
And this is one where I always tell people when they come and visit and they are trying some local brews. This is one that I recommend, but I also tell them be careful because it drinks just like a Pilsner, but it's almost 10%. And so you got to be careful with this one.
That actually reminds me of, it's funny that you're wearing your St.Bernardus shirt, because this all worked out. It's a happy coincidence. But that reminds me a little bit of the St.Bernardus Tripel in the same way, where it drinks almost like a Pilsner and it just goes down insanely smooth.
You're absolutely right, my friend. And that's why I kind of picked it. So see, we had even if we didn't speak about the beer, because we never do, we always make it a surprise for both of us. We kind of had a similar connection, with the St.Bernardus, and that's exactly one of the beers that I compare it to, the Triple.
Do you hear that?
I know what that is now.
All right, wait, get a last sip of beer in before this happens. Oh, you still have your beer?
Oh, yes. Oh, thankfully.
Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh, look.
What? Another beer's beering. I know what it is.
I wonder how many of them there are. But everyone keeps saying that. We really don't know what the 5 elements are.
And we for sure don't know how to restore this balance that everybody keeps talking about.
Definitely don't know how to do that.
Yeah, no. How will we know when we find one?
He has a good question. Alessandro does. Okay, but how do we restore the balance? Patience, right? It's almost like our beer mindfulness meditation. It serves a purpose. And it's preparing us for something. Oh, I'm back. Craving soup for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Man, the caramel notes. I keep forgetting how strong the sweetness is, and normally I'm not a big fan of sweetness in beer, but it's so well balanced with the ABT 12 that it's just, I can't deny it. I can't not enjoy it. Man, does it balance it, and maybe it has something to do with the carbonation levels. I'm not sure exactly what it is and how these wizards have worked their magic to perfectly balance the ABT 12, but they have.
I think that you nailed it there, my friend. That's what it is, the wizards. They know how to get all those elements to play with each other. It's just unique. I have to tell you, man, this beer here that I'm drinking, I wish you could have a pint right now, because it's so incredibly delicious, and it feels really like drinking a lager, like a light pilsner.
Yeah.
It's just so easy to drink, but you feel it. You definitely feel it, and it has a little bit more hops compared to the triple from St.Bernardus, for example, and most triples you would try. So it's a little bit heavier on the hops, but not in
Isn't it amazing?
a pleasant way. It's very refreshing. So it's just very sessionable, which is very dangerous if you pair that with 9% beer.
That's so dangerous. That's one of the things I love about Trappist triples, where they're just so sessionable, but they use the hops just in the right way. Mm-hmm. A good triple will do, or even a good single, the St. Bernardus, the 4, and I can never
Yes.
remember the name, the tagline they put with it, but the 4, their single. They use hops just in the perfect way to provide this crisp, refreshing finish and to balance off like the caramel notes and those sweet notes that you get from the heavy maltiness. It's so perfect the way that they do it, and I can imagine that one would be the same in that sense. Are you getting like the high alcohol beer sweats? I get that sometimes where you take a couple of
Yeah.
sips of like, especially ABT 12, right, where it's like 10%. You take 2-3 sips and your body heat level just rises. And you get it like a little warm to the touch.
It does, but and yes, absolutely. But I like to think it about as like we're getting more connected to the beer world.
Yes! That's what I was gonna say, man. It's almost like the wizards. It's like their magic that's infiltrating you and taking you over.
You feel it. It's the power.
You can feel it. You can feel it, man. Dude, we could talk about these beers forever, obviously. I think we need to close our beer brackets, though. Shall we move on? I'll let you start because I started with the opening bracket. What are you closing your Trappist beer brackets with today?
Let me show you, my friend.
Please do. I'm going to hold on to maybe T12.
I am closing with another local inspired Belgian beer. But again, like I went with and that's why I'm wearing their shirt, with the St. Bernardus like inspired theme here. And I picked, it's called like the Frost Proof, and it's a Belgian style white from Cigar City.
Oh, wow.
Their local brewery.
Okay. Yeah.
Which it's
Love
relatively
Cigar City.
new, but it's a classic white Belgian beer, so wheat, and it has orange peel and coriander. And I've actually only tried this once before, so I'm excited to try it again here on camera with you.
Well, pour it out, man. Pour it out. I want to hear all about it. That sounds delicious. Cigar City makes such good beers. They're such a good brewery.
Here it is.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
And
look at that beauty.
Just to show you, like if you notice, like compared to the Unholy, the color is very similar. A little bit more cloudy because it's a wheat beer. But this one here is at 6%. And you notice immediately that high head, like typical of white beers. Oh my God, like the nose is so delicious, like refreshing again. Very, very tropical.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I am just discovering darker shades of wheat beer recently. Like we were talking about the other night, I opened up a Dunkel at home, an Erdringer Dunkel, and I couldn't believe it. I sent Alessandro a picture of it, and he was like, "Oh my God, you're drinking the Dunkel! I couldn't believe you found it." And so we have to do a review of it one day. But I had never tried a darker. Well, that's a very dark wheat beer. That's not so dark, but it's a darker form of. I always associated wheat beer as just being very light. Very blonde. Yeah. But that's amazing. I'd love to try that one. One day I'm gonna have to get my hands on it. But I'll show. You know what? I love that you went Trappist inspired, because I went straight Trappist for my beer bracket today. Obviously, because man, I gotta tell you, because I was just in the mood for celebrating, and you know, when you're celebrating, what's a better way to celebrate than popping a cork? That's why I had to see if we could revive the ancient bottle of ABT 12 as a secondary celebration today. I am going with, and this one has a score conveniently built into it from Rate Beer. It has a 93 score on Rate Beer, but I'm going with La Trappe Trappist Tripel. So it's amazing that you already did a triple. Have you tried any of their beers before, La Trappe?
I have not tried their triple, but yes, I actually can. I'm pretty sure I can get that. So we definitely need to review that one.
This is the only one of theirs that I can get here in Ontario. So if you can get this one, we should absolutely do a review of it.
Yes.
I was in a celebratory mood, and this was one that I wanted to try. I've never tried this one before, and I thought, what better time to try it than with my good friend Alessandro in the venue of beer brackets of the month. No better time. First impressions, aroma. Oh, it's hard to tell out of the bottle, but like roasted malts. I'm excited about this one. I'm hoping it's as you described the triple that you opened your brackets with. Let's see the coloration that I get with it right off the bat. And of course, I'm using my beer brackets glass. Oh, look at that. It's so light and blonde. See the transparency on that, the opacity? It looks like a lager. It looks like I just poured out a lager. This is 8% alcohol. It
does.
Which is insane. That is a stupid amount of alcohol for a beer this clear and this light. That's ridiculous. But look at it. It
It's tricky.
It tricks you. Those wizards, those Trappist wizards, they always. It's wizard. It's very. It's delectable wizardry. These wizards, they always have it tricked up their sleeves. But look at that, because you can see. I'll put a little bit closer to the camera. I mean, it's much more highly carbonated. You can see the really thick head on it there. I mean, and that thick extra head is just. It's just sitting there. It's just sitting there doing its thing. It's sitting there enjoying life. Just being what it is.
It's being foam. It's just inviting you. Smell me.
The aromas are just all toasted malts. It's unbelievable. It smells so delicious. Let's go in here. Oh, wow. Matt, you've never tried this one, you said? You have to.
I have not.
This is dangerous. 8%. It's like you're drinking a delicious Pilsner. There's no aftertaste. Maybe it's because I'm coming from the ABT 12, so I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. So maybe I'm coming from a super strong aftertaste to this. If I went in with a fresh palate, maybe it'd be a bit different. I was expecting some fruitiness, and there is, but it's not dark fruit. I mean, there's some banana, some mango, perhaps, in that realm. More of the passion fruit. Very passionate fruit. This is very tropical. Oh, forgot to mention, La Trappe is actually the first Holland-based, so from the Netherlands, the first Holland-based Trappist beer that I've tried. I mean, they're all different sects and different groupings of monks that have immigrated over time to different areas around Europe. But this is the first Holland-based brewery. I think that's been featured on the channel. I don't think we've had another brewery from the Netherlands so far. So there you go. This is delicious, man. Tell me about yours. I'm really, really curious. How does that taste?
I said tropical because it's funny, like we went like a little bit opposite direction to begin and close with, but we are joining somehow with the descriptors because yes, this does smell like a classic white Belgian, but it has that like more tropical twist to it. So it has that orange peel, but it leans more, at least to me, towards the mango, almost like a little bit of pineapple. And the malt is there, but it's not like in a toasted form. It's in more like a sweet pie form.
Yeah,
so
sweet
it's
pie
just so
form.
Inviting and refreshing at the same time, which is incredibly difficult to achieve.
It's extremely difficult to achieve a very refreshing pie, I must admit.
It is. And here somehow like you have these elements that are all playing together.
Somehow. That's the perfect descriptor for that beer. A refreshing pie.
It is. That's what it is.
Man, yeah, we definitely have to do a review of this one day. This might actually be the St.Bernardus Triple was pretty great, and that's I think that's up there as my favorite triple up to now. This might rival it. I would be interested in doing a comparison video one day between this and the St.Bernardus Triple.
We might have to, because we're beer barometers. We need to find the correct reading of all beers.
My friend, this has been extremely enjoyable. We got to open and close our Trappist beer brackets with style. You went local, I went with full-on Trappist. Trappist-inspired beers are just as good. We all know that those wizardrous Trappist monks have inspired generations and generations of beer makers who have made delicious beers just like the ones Alessandro's tried today. Everybody, thank you for joining us. I hope you opened and closed your Trappist beer brackets along with us. We're going to take a little break, enjoy our Trappist beers here, and discuss the great things that are going on in life that we're here to celebrate today.
Meditate.
Oh.
Meditate.
Man, I think we need to record like another beer meditation episode after this. I'm in the mood.
Yeah.
We should get right on it.
I think so too. It's about time.
Maybe that little weird wizard dude will be there too. Maybe he can give us some tips.
He did not. He wasn't very helpful.
It wasn't very helpful at all. He didn't really give us much information, but...
Just pointing in directions and, figure it out.
He had a bit of an attitude. I don't know. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers, guys. Well, let's cheer before the beer disappear.
Oh. It's still really cold up here. And still really smells like soup.
I was thinking exactly the same thing, my friend. It still smells like soup.
It does. Like a warm lentil soup.